Good evening, Yeshiva Shalom Bayit. B'ezrat Hashem, we're back on Southwest 25th Avenue, corner of Griffin Road in Hollywood. B'ezrat Hashem, we're continuing in the Halachot Pesach in Chazon Ovadiya, page Mem Dalet, B'dikat Chametz. Very important question. Im adayin lo yitpalel arvit, v'yegiya zman ha'bdika. Somebody asked me this question last time. You have to daven arvit, as we know. Or a question right now, it's time, nightfall, right? You came back from work. You didn't daven arvit yet, but it's time to do bdika. As we know, zrizim magdivim lemitzvot. You have to do bdika as soon as it becomes nightfall. So what do? So the rabbi answered this question. Yakdim litpalel arvit v'achar kach yivdok. Nevertheless, in this scenario, the rabbi says it's important to daven arvit. Make sure you have a minyan to daven arvit. Page Mem Dalet, Halacha Dalet. Okay, you should daven arvit and then you do bdika. V'im yesh sham ish acher, lomar lo sheyizkereu livdok miyad achar tefilato. Okay, then the rabbi says over here that as long as the rule is, as long as somebody will remind him to do the bdika after arvit. So that's what we did. We discussed last time. The gabayim or the baal shiur, the one who's moser shiur, a person who's giving a class, he should tell the people of the class, go check for b'dikat chametz b'ezrat Hashem.
So if you're living like a little stibel that have minyanim blismo, it's better to do the bdika and then to do arvit?
No. So that we do it again. So the rabbi says no. First is bdika. So first is arvit. Tadir, yeah. Tadir v'sheina tadir. Tadir, go obviously makes sense. Hey, kodem abdika tzarich levarech. So now, what do you do with the bdika? There's a question over here. We're going to learn right now. Rabbi Chaim, start reading. We'll say, hey.
קודם בבדיקה צריך לברך, ביי אמה.
No, ברוך אתה השם, אלוקינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו. In English. Right. So, before the checking, when you start checking the chametz, you have to say this blessing, that bracha ends, אשר קידשנו, b'mitzvotav etzivanu, because it's mitzvah deoraita. We're checking al biur chametz now. The explanation of biur chametz, who knows what it means? Nathaniel, you know what biur means? Biur means destroy, devour. In Hebrew, real language, biur does not mean burning. It's the just borrowed language by the local Israeli population that populates right now Medinat Israel, Eretz Israel. So they decided that biur means burning. No, biur means no. Biur means destruction, devouring. Fire devours. Biur, we'll see what means biur and how to do biur. Okay.
אם אמר לבאר חמץ, יצא די חובה.
So now, the rabbi says, what about if you made a bracha not al biur chametz, but you said levaer chametz, to destroy the chametz or to devour the chametz? Let's see. The rabbi says, no problem. Biur yotza.
ומה שאינו מברך על בדיקת חמץ.
So obvious question. Right now, are we burning chametz tonight? We're not burning chametz. Are we burning chametz that night?
No. What?
Or when we're searching for chametz, are we burning the chametz?
No.
So how come the blessing is burning chametz?
It's a תהליך, it's a process.
No, but so that's the question. You hear the gentleman?
Yeah.
Very important question. We're a Jewish nation. What is the Jewish nation? Huh? We'll see. I don't know. We're striving to be perfect. What comes out of our mouth must be done. Yesterday I was in the shul, and there was a goy that came to help the shul. There was a problem with something, right? So a goy came, and the goy was there for good half hour, almost an hour. So I told the goy, B'ezrat Hashem, so I have a Shivas Regal bottle for you, 13 years, right? Whatever it was, nice Shivas bottle. You're gonna get it. If not now for Shabbat, if I can't get my children to bring it to you, my daughters, B'ezrat Hashem after Shabbat you'll have it. Shema? So what do? Motzei Shabbat, I deliver him the bottle. So I called up the rabbi. I went to the store and I bought a bottle and I delivered it to him. I called the rabbi. I said, Baruch Hashem, he delivered the bottle. So it should be. Why? You have to bribe the goyim. He's a neighbor in the neighborhood. He helps out the shul all the time. You have to bribe them. That's the best bribe to bribe them, is to give them a little bit of whiskey and they're happy.
And then you found out there's a Jew?
Huh?
And then you found out there's a Jew?
No. And then I told him I don't have Hennessy. That's all. Anyway, so I told the rabbi, by the way, I already gave him the whiskey. He was like, what? I said, yeah, mister, it came out of your mouth? Ose. If you don't do something that comes out of your mouth, what kind of a person are you? Oma. So what is this? So what is this bracha? B'dikat. Why don't we make a bracha what it is? Gentlemen, come here. 1 second. Do you know the answer to this question? Why it's pure chametz and not b'dikat chametz? So sit down before you leave. Get the answer, then you can go at least. How are you going to live with yourself? You have a question, you're not even bothered to find out why? Let's see, the Rabbi, come to continue.
ומה שאינו
לפי שכל
מברר
הבדיקה,
על בדיקת חמץ, לפי שכל הבדיקה אינה לצורך הביאור.
that's right. So the answer is very simple. The bedika is for one purpose and one purpose only, to destroy all the chametz from your house. So that's what you're making a blessing for.
ואסור,
Since your whole purpose of checking is to check to destroy. So if it's check to destroy, therefore it makes sense to make a bracha to destroy. Have a wonderful
ואסור
evening, boys.
לדבר בין הברכה לבדיקה. ואם עבר ודיבר דברים שאינם מעניין הבדיקה, צריך לחזור ולברך.
So now there is a prohibition. You made a bracha al biur chametz. You're not supposed to talk right now. Chat around. Let's go. No. He immediately started doing bdika. How do you make sure that you do bdika? Let's see. When can you start talking? ואם עבר ודיבר. Let's see.
ובאמצע הבדיקה רשאי לדבר בכל מה שיש בו.
No, you skip one line. ואם עבר ודיבר.
ואם עבר ודיבר דברים שאינם מן הבדיקה, צריך לחזור ולברך.
Wow, very important. If you said a bracha, Rabbi Mordechai, you made a bracha, and you didn't start checking yet, and you did not say something concerning the bdika, meaning you didn't say, where's the stove, where's the fire. You made a bracha, and you start talking, you got a phone call from your very important phone call, very important. You had to answer $1 million question, right? You picked up the phone by mistake, you start talking, you didn't do the bdika, chayav lachzor v'levarech, you must make a bracha again. Continue.
ובאמצע הבדיקה רשאי לדבר בכל מה שיש בו צורך.
לעניין בדיקה.
לעניין הבדיקה. אבל לא ישיח בדברים אחרים כלל.
אפילו כבר התחיל, I'll tell you, don't worry, אפילו כבר התחיל בדיקתו. So, however, in the middle of bdika, in the middle of checking, you already started to check, right? Then you could speak all the things that are needed towards checking. Meaning, what I do, like I told you, I make a bracha with a candle, with a shava, with a wax candle. I start to do the bdika, and then what I do, and I tell my children, as soon as we find one piece of bread that my wife puts away on the floors, so now that we already commenced, we already started the bdika, we're already in the middle of the bdika, that's officially started. I tell my children, let's go spread around. You take that room, take that room, take that room. Everybody gets their room, bdika, everybody. Then maybe second time, just to make sure that everybody's happy on the same page. That is going to be all out. But still, the rabbi says you should not be talking about mandate things. Don't take your office calls in the middle of bdika, right? Even though you already started the bdika. Ad achar
הביטול.
Yeah.
שיש אומרים שצריך לחזור ולברך גם באופן כזה.
So there is a big machloket. If you are allowed to talk mundane things that are not related to bdika in the middle of checking. As long as you did not complete, there are some who want to say that as long as you didn't complete it, you start talking about things that have not shayach to bdika, you have to say another bracha again. You're not yet say it. So in order to avoid that situation, the rabbi says, don't talk until you complete the bdika. And when is the completion of bdika, Rab Chaim?
In the morning.
No, when is the completion of bdika?
מה זה when?
Well, from the night you don't speak till the morning? The completion of the bdika you just made.
I told my wife not to
When you say what?
After we find the chametz.
And?
Night.
Bitul, that's, come on, gentlemen, pay attention. Very good, Rabbi. Thank you. I'm just checking everybody's up to par over here. You took a nap in the afternoon? You should take a nap. I'm forcing him to take a nap. שיש אומרים, אוקיי, בסדר. ועוד.
שיש אומרים שצריך לחזור ולברר גם באופן כזה, ועוד, שעל ידי זה אינו נותן ליבו לבדוק כראוי.
Well, the whole purpose is what, Raphael? Why am I sitting and doing? Chafetz Chaim used to take 8 hours to check a room this size, right here. This size was his house. You see where Rabbi Mordechai is sitting? This was the house of the heart of Chafetz Chaim. Little hut.
In 2 hours you have to finish everything with the preparation of Pesach.
No, again, we said cleaning part.
I told my wife, she said,
Yeah, listen, I'm ready to. If you sponsor the printing, I'll give you a nice, beautiful sheet.
My wife also, she's gonna hire you.
No problem. No problem. All right.
good question.
You want me to print it for you?
Oh, he has a good
מה
Do you want me
הקושי?
to print it for you? I have 4 pages from Rav Pinchas Steinberg 21 rules how to clean Pesach for
תביא רבי
house.
ספרדים, מה אתה מביא לנו? שיינברג וזה.
זה גדול התור, מה קרה? תדע.
אבל תביא רבנים ספרדים.
זה היה לובש מעט ציציות במכה אחת.
אז מה זה אומר?
זה אומר, קדוש וליון, וקודם היו
צריך ללבוש ציצית אחת.
אוקיי, אז מה שאתה דעתך.
מה השאלה?
Again, as then, b'dika has to be 8 hours, the way Chafetz Chaim did it. It's you showing the Hashem, it's a guaranteed. Guaranteed from that day till Rosh Hashanah, it will not be over any Yisur at all. Guaranteed, whoever does the Torah b'dika.
8 hours.
Chafetz Chaim used to do 8 hours. That was his. Wow. You, what did you kill every year from now? Till now it took you 20 minutes to do b'dika. Now take 1 hour, see how you feel. Hopefully you'll be protected the whole year without, it's not worth it.
הרב שיינברג לקח לו גם כמה זמן.
לא יודע, הוא לא דיברו עליו. ובכל מקום, אם עבר וסח אפילו בדברים מבטלים, אינו חוזר לברך. If you start talking mundane things, checking, you don't make a new bracha.
רגע, זה מחלוקת בין שתי...
שספק ברכות, הוא telling you, להקל.
אז רגע, זה מחלוקת בין הסברה, the first opinion,
Come on, Chaim, talk to Dubri.
אז מה צריך
Talk to
לעשות?
Dubri, he's telling you, ספק ברכות להקל, he just told you,
אז לא צריך...
You just want to be on the recording, right? You want me to put you on the recording?
No.
No, you sure? Let's go, come on, talk next.
אז למה קראנו את כל זה שעה?
בגלל זה. הוא מותר לענות, אמן?
הוא מותר לענות אמן.
Like you said, Rabbi Moshe said, well, his house is next to...
באמצע הבדיקה.
Yeah, his house is next to a shtibel, and he hears all the amenim, the whole day he's davening. Yeah? The whole day he's davening. Right? So he says, in the middle of the bdika, you're allowed to answer. Even if you said, Al biur chametz, right? You made a bracha, and you start looking. Before you even bend down to look, there's amen eish merabah. What do you do? You're allowed to answer.
But you said even on mundane thing, you're allowed to, you're not supposed to repeat the bracha.
Right.
So על אחת כמה וכמה אתה שומע...
Beautiful, but maybe דבר שבקדושה, we're not going to be what's his name. Good, don't continue.
וכן, אם שמע כל רעמים, יברך.
Aye. What's Ramim? You heard the thunder. You heard the thunder, you say Shekocho, Baruch. Shekocho, Gvuroto, Male Olam. And you could say that even before B'dika. וגם
באחת אשר יצא, אם הוא צריך לכך.
Also, if you went to the bathroom, יהיה כברכה, יברך באמצע הבדיקה. כי יש לחוש שמא ישכח לברך אחר הבדיקה. So the rule is that if you went to the bathroom in the middle of checking, make a bracha אשר יצא. Don't wait till the end, because why be afraid? Your bdika is going to take 2 hours or 3 hours. You're going to say, forget to say אשר יצא. Say it right now. Next. And Rabbi Moshe is going to read now. Let's go, Rabbi Moshe.
ברכת שהחיינו על מצות, על מצוות בדיקת חמץ, ומכל מקום הועיל בכמה פוסקים כתבו שצריך לברך שהחיינו על בדיקת חמץ. וכן הסכים הגאון בעל פרי חדש, נכון להשתדל להשיג פרי חדש, ולנכלול לפניו בשעת הברכה על ביור חמץ.
Stop right there. So the rule is like this. Very important question. It's a givaldic question, by the way. It's a lamdish question. Why don't you make a bracha sheichiyanu? It's a yearly bracha, one time in a year. It's a beautiful event. Why don't you make a bracha? So the rule is, we don't make a sheichiyanu. However, there are some poskim that say, no, you have to make sheichiyanu, because that's how it. So that what the Pri Chadash, a Sefer Pri Chadash brought like a chidush. He instituted something else. What did he say? Go to KC market and see if they have a fruit that you didn't eat for a year.
That's what they call it Pri Chadash.
Right? And then you take a Pri Chadash and you make a bracha on Pri Chadash Shehiyanu, and this way you're going to be b'dikat
Chomeh. That's why they call it Pri Chadash, no? Because you
right? Right. Ach Yivarech Shehiyanu, no? One second, Moshe.
That's why they call it Pri Chadash, because he came with the idea to bring a new food to the...
Beautiful, amazing chidush. Let's go.
לא, אני שואל, מה?
אני לא יודע, עכשיו אנחנו באמצע פסח. I don't know why people have the names on their ספרים. I don't know. Let's go.
לברך שהחיינו אחרי שיתחיל קצת בבדיקה כדי להסתלק מחשש הפסק, ואחרי שיגמור הבדיקה יברך ברכת הנהנים על הפרי ויאכלנו. אבל אין זה אלא ממידת החסידות. Right, so the rabbi says you went to KC, you spent all this money. Why? Because you want to be close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
You took second mortgage.
Chassidut, the point of Chassidut is they want to come close. Anyway, find another way to come close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So therefore he says, what do? He says like this. You said, Al biur chametz. In order not to go into problem, because remember, there is a shita. Anything we do, davar shebekdusha, you come close to Hashem. Everything you do, davar shebekdusha, brings you close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Everything. Obviously, to take into account, obviously, more important is how we behave to our family. A person should work on, I'm talking to myself, work on ourselves not to get angry with our kids, which is very easy, which could be wiping out all the Kedusha. Remember, imagine yourself, the guy is building all the beautiful wall, he built the beautiful first floor, and all of a sudden his kid's wife drove him crazy, boom, he slashed out, again, he goes, start from the zero. Yeah. Everything's connected. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is humble, he wants us to be humble. And every davar shebekdusha has to bring us to humbleness. And hopefully through that you'll build little by little. It's like it's a very slow process. How many years it took them to build the Brooklyn Bridge, you think?
הרבה.
Okay. You
צריך
see?
לבנות חדש כבר. צריך לבנות חדש.
אבל כמה זמן לקח להם לבנות את זה?
הרבה זמן. 3 שנים?
מה, זה 1100 ומשהו שנה.
מה זה?
הברוקלין ברידג'.
ברוקלין ברידג'.
ברידג', כן.
ברוקלין למנהטן.
לקח הרבה שנים.
כן, זה העניין. In order to come closer and closer, right now,
הרב אמנון יצחק אומר
the genius,
לא לחכות.
what?
כן.
הרב אמנון יצחק אומר חוזרים בתשובה מיד.
No. חוזרים בתשובה is one thing. Now, to come close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu is another thing. חוזרים בתשובה, it means sur mira. I stopped doing averot.
ועשה טוב.
Okay? Now I'm trying to do vase tov. What is tov? The rabbi says, this is tov. Another rabbi says, this way you do tov. The other rabbi says, bechasidut, you're going to go a little bit higher. But you can't jump to the higher, you have to go step by step, right? Every level, go up and down. It takes time. And V'ezrat Hashem, why do you think we'll live here 120 years? Everyone in this room is going to be 120 years. Why?
Amen.
Why? V'ezrat Hashem, b'riyut, etana v'ezrat Hashem.
Amen.
What? So in order to get to that level, to go out. Those that already are gone, finished. They cannot elevate themselves. But as long as you're here, you can elevate yourself. And Hashem is giving us a chance. V'ezrat Hashem. Now, continue.
יכול לבדוק כמה בתים או חנויות אפילו אם הם רחוקים קצת זה מזה, אין ההליכה נחשבת להפסק. ובכל מקום אם הם רחוקים ממש, יכוון בשעת הברכה על ביור חמץ, שמברך לפני בדיקתו בבית, שאינו רוצה לצאת ידי חובת הברכה, אלא רק על הבדיקה של ביותו, ואז יוכל לברך שנית על הבדיקה שבחנות.
וואו, אתה עושה ברכה in the חנות? Very nice. Okay. One second. You have over here in English people. Now, so now he has like this. We always bring down Mr. Rosenberg. Shia Tzadik, Shia Bari V'Shalem. Amen. You could say amen. Oh, okay. He knows what I'm talking about. This guy owns El Al today. He is personally chayav to check every plane of El Al. You know that, right? So now the question is, what does he do? He makes a bracha. What? הוא מוכר חמץ, אבל נדע מטוסים, הוא not selling מטוסים, I promise you. בפסח יכול לבדוק כמה בתים או חנויות, או אפילו אם הם רחוקים קצת מזה. So he lives in Israel now. That was the condition, right? They moved him to Israel to buy the Lao.
You have one plane in Thailand,
Right.
one plane in Russia.
Not one plane, he has about 40 planes or something all over the world. So, what do you do? Manesh liach. Over there, you're allowed to. Now, a person he himself is allowed to even. You yourself are allowed to make one bracha, and you have 40 stores. You have a store of strips, right, all over the town. You're going from store to store. You have a bakery or something, whatever it is. You're allowed to check, or let's say not a bakery, something you be open on Pesach. Let's say you're gonna open a store. You sell chachkas. What is it called? Souvenirs. So you could check your house and the store. He says.
No, כתוב עוד ברכה.
But if you rent the store somebody else, you have to check.
No. Next. מכל מקום עמהם רחוקים ממש, יכוון בשעת הברכה על ביאור המלך שבורך לפני בדיקתו בבית.
He has to sell the shopping center?
No, it's not his.
He owns it.
No, it doesn't belong to him. Unless he. Now you're saying right. If they pay him rent. And each store is responsible to clean up the front. That's one thing. If he collects money as a rent and he gives a service cleaning the parking lot, it's his responsibility. You're right. The parking lot is on the owner. If it's his responsibility to clean.
He has to sell the chametz.
What chametz? He has to sell the chametz. He has to make sure that somebody go around and check there's no chametz.
אני רוצה למכור בכאן.
מה אתה מוכר? אתה מוכר רחוב? You have רחוב? It's yours?
חנות.
He doesn't have חנות.
יש לו 100 חנויות. מה זה
יש לו 100 חנויות, זה לא שלו.
מה זה לא שלו?
It's מושכר.
מושכר.
Whoever rents is responsible.
ואם הם לא מנקים,
זה לא בעיה שלך. I had a tenant, he had חמץ on Pesach. What should I do?
אתה לא צריך למכור.
It's not mine, it's his.
מה אכפת לי לשים את הכתובת ולמכור את זה?
למה אתה אומר? זה לא שלך, איך אתה למכור?
אתה מוכר משהו שלא שלך.
איך אתה תמכור?
You're on the property, how come it's not yours?
It does not. You're a scar. You have no right to go there. No, he doesn't know. That's why he's talking. Mordechai, one second. You're asking good. It's not yours. Get rid of it. Can you get in there right now? Well, into the store you rent it out. Can you walk in there whenever you want?
Rent, yeah, he's out.
If he doesn't pay rent, it becomes yours. You're right. If he doesn't pay rent before Pesach, it's
What
yours.
if it's empty, no rent?
Oh, good. So then you have to make sure there's no chametz there. That's right. That's what we're talking about.
You
Exactly.
can sell it.
What? You sell, even if you sell chametz, you still have to check. We're not talking about selling.
עכשיו יטוס
אנחנו לא מדברים על sell. That's right. משליח. What?
שליח, הגויים, אני אשלח לגויים.
למה? אין שם רבי... You give him $100 donation, you go to check out your place. Get a cleaning lady. Make sure it's all clean. Bye-bye. What's the problem?
אני לומד עכשיו.
Okay, all the way. Okay. I thought you were not kiv. Okay, very good. Now, בכל מקום, אם הם רחוקים ממש, let's just finish. If you have stores too far, so he says, בעת בדיקת בבית, you should make a what? כוונה, you don't want to be יוצא all the stores, and then what are you going to do? You be מונה שליח, or you go yourself. You go up each שליח. What? No, he says you don't need that. You could do each bracha, each store, if they're far apart from each other. But you have to have כוונה that you're not יוצא. Okay? Next, continue. ואם בעל הבית רוצה...
בעל רוצה יכול להעמיד אצלו מבני ביתו או ממכריו עושה רצונו בשעה שהוא מברך על הבדיקה והם התכוונו לצאת בברכתו ויענו אחריו אמן ואחר כך התפזרו לבדוק איש איש במקומו על סמך הברכה שברך בעל הבית ואם לא עמדו אצלו בשעת הברכה אין ראוי שבדקו שנמצאים עושים המצווה בלא ברכה.
Right, so he said like this. If it's much better if you're gonna have shlichim that they all maybe today will be on the phone with you or something. Messengers, your employees or your family that they're gonna be going around to the clinic for you. Let's say you have the store, a case of the stores. Maybe kidai to put them on the phone or whatever. Now WhatsApp, everybody's together. They're listening to you. You make a bracha and they use a moneda to make shlichim and go do the bdika. It's preferably that there be around the bracha. Mitzvah shegam.
להשתתף בעצמו בבדיקת חמץ וכמו שאמרו בקידושים מ"א מצווה בו יותר בשולחו.
So we said, what is the purpose? We said already a few times. The purpose of this bdika is to show Hashem that you are boydek. You want to make sure to not be over Yisur chametz kol shehu, even a little bit of chametz, and by therefore proving to Hashem that you need His help to make sure that you don't do any avirot. Remember, we need Hashem's help in everything. So therefore, even though you point messengers to go check for you, it's a mitzvah with you more. It's a bigger mitzvah for you to do it yourself. Even though we hold that shliach is like you. Still, in this mitzvah, it's still mitzvah to be done by you is better than by a shliach.
ואם אין בעל בית בודק כלל וממנה שליח לבדוק חמץ במקומו, אחד מבני ביתו או ממכריו לא יברך בעל הבית על הבדיקה, אלא יברך השליח שעושה את המצווה.
Good. So that says, if the balabait is too weak, let's say he is in a bedridden, or he's a very fat person who cannot check anything, then he should not make a bracha. Why? The people that he's appointing to be the messengers for him to clean up or to check, they should make a bracha and be motzi everything. Oh, this is us over here.
בדיקה על ידי הגבאי או השמש של בית הכנסת שהם האחראים עליהם ושומרי משמרת הקודש מפני שהתינוקות מכניסים שם חמץ בבואם להתפלל עם הוריהם ומה גם בזמן שרגילים לעשות סעודת מצווה בבית הכנסת אוכלים שם חמץ.
So now the shuls you have like this. The rabbi says it's an obligatory, it's incumbent on the gabayim and the shemashim of the shul to make sure the shul is clean. And more than that, go around and check. Go around and check. Can you imagine why? Very important. Children they eat cookies, they eat balagan, whatever you want. Over here, they eat all the, what's his name? Baruch Hashem, over here, the kids give out all day. Every Shabbos, they give out cupcakes. But you have so much chametz over here. So, you have to have this gabayim, the people who are in charge, to make sure to go through every nook and cranny, every shul, and every crevice of the shul, the street, everything that's on the floor, that has an opening to make sure there is no hametz. And the most important place, where would you find hametz? On top of the Aron HaKodesh. Why? People throw candies around. Yeah. Well, bar mitzvah, right? They throw things around. Things fly around. La, Aravot ze lo chametz. The candies could have chametz, whatever it is. They have Laffy Taffies. They made up with flour, balagan. You have, what's his name today?
למה שמים את זה על הארון? לפני פסח, מבארים עם זה את החמץ.
The Aravot. Yeah. It's a custom.
לולבים.
שורפים את זה עם החמץ.
לולבים, כן.
שורפים את זה.
By the way, why the Sephardim don't do it? Why? I'm gonna little spoil it for you. The Ashkenazim have this custom. They put Aravot on top of the Aron.
Yeah.
The Sephardim don't do it. Very simple reason. If you use this for decoration, what are you putting it there for? Yeah, whatever. No, they put green. So what's the purpose? Now, if you're putting it there, then it could be zilzul of Aron. Why are you putting something dry with it? What's the purpose? So you can say no. They put it when it's fresh to be decoration. Good. If it's decoration, then it's what? It becomes kadosh somewhat. It gets the kedusha. So you have two. It's a limbo. Catch 22. If you're putting it there when it's dry, you're mizalzel bek Aron. What's that mean? Why are you putting stuff to make it dirty? Aron HaKodesh is a holy, you holding Sefer Torah there. I don't care why they're doing it. That's why I'm telling you, I'm choshesh why Sephardim never did it.
It's a minhag only not to be mezalzel on the lulav.
No, don't put lulav there. Nobody puts lulav there. It's Aravot only. They put Aravot there only.
They put the lulav.
No lulav. I never saw anybody put
I
lulav.
I know.
Put a lulav on the Aron over there?
Yes, in top of the Aron.
I'm putting it on side and burn it with the chametz.
Yeah, we're going to burn it in the chametz. Listen, again, to put it on top of the Aron is a question. It's a side. If you're doing it as a decoration, could be a question of, then how can you burn something ekdesh? You have to bury it. You could only bury stuff then. Or the other way around. If you're putting it there as dry, with zilzul, what? Yeah. Right. He should have, because Beit HaKnesset doesn't belong to anybody. Okay, that's next. You already read ahead. Let's see. מכל מקום.
לא יברכו על בדיקה זו, אלא יפטרו בברכה שמברכים קודם לכן בבדיקת החמץ שבאמת.
So the rabbi says over here, very important, even though the shul was polished, you know those polishing machines going there, the tiles are being polished, even though the shul is perfectly clean before you dull it, it's our custom to go and check. You have to go with the flashlight over with the candle, go around and check every crevice, nuclear crevice, B'ezrat Hashem. For that you'll get reward. However, the rabbi says, since the problem is over here, it's not belonging to you, it's not your home, but midrash, it's a tzibur. Tzibur, because it's tzibur, what? The rabbi could still own the shul, but it's not his. It's not his, even if he owns the shul. Yeah. It doesn't matter, we don't go by that. Tzibur, community. Community supports the rabbi or he pays for everything. He doesn't collect money, you're right, okay, it's his. He should check. And since he already made a bracha in his house, anyways, he'll say. So that's what we're talking about here. The Gabayim, the Shamashim, they make a bracha at home, they come over here and they check with that bracha, no problem. No, we said earlier, no, don't have to. Only if you want to. You said if you have many stores far apart, you could have intention when you make a bracha at home. Don't be yotzeh for the store. But technically speaking, lechatchila we said no. If you have 10 stores in Hollywood, all the stores you could be yotzeh with your bracha at home. If you want to, that's up to you. If you want to appoint a shliach, since the shul doesn't belong to you, it belongs to the community, there is no bracha on the shul.
Okay, I will ask you a different question.
Yes?
You said that if I'm responsible to clean outside,
Yeah.
so it's my responsibility to b'dikat chametz.
Yes.
But if I have goyim in the shopping center and probably they're gonna eat chametz and they're gonna throw it to the garbage.
Very good question. In this, the rabbi will discuss this. What do you do with them? You don't do chametz. Is that your chametz?
It's not mine.
Okay. Now the goyim, by the way, the one that's working for you, it's 99% that they will not throw it to the floor. They will go to the garbage. Everything.
Okay.
Right, because they're working for it. That's the cleaning job. Anyway, Right now, but you dull at night, you have to make sure it's clean. Now, whatever transpires over there, it's not your responsibility. Right? It's not your responsibility. So that what we do is batel. Any chametz that's on your property now, yeah, then you be batel. Maybe because of what you just said, there's a heter for you. You don't have to go and check the parking lot. What's enough committee? You have a 100 car, 200 car parking lot. You're gonna start checking. Maybe no, bitul is sagi because nobody lives there. Even though it belongs to you, maybe there will be heter for you just to do bitul. And when you say bitul, you include all your properties where you have responsibility. If there's chametz, it's chametz. And if some the whole concept over here is if we're afraid that you're going to find glus kayafa, you're going to find a beautiful bagel and you're going to eat it. Usually it's at home. More concerned. In the street, in the parking lot, we're not choshesh that you're going to find. And if somebody is in that situation where you're going to find bulka in the middle of the street on Pesach, that means this guy is he could eat it also on Pesach. Beheter. It means he's so hungry, there's nothing else to eat. What are you going to do? That's what he has to eat.
Listen, in the Gola you expect everything.
Yeah, Hashem Yerachem.
ודעתם למוכרו לגוי על כל אשר בו ביום י"ד שחרית, אינו צריך בדיקה בליל י"ד, והואיל בסופו להימכר.
Right, so, yeah. מצא גהנצח, אחד שנותנים. So the rabbi says over here, you have a closet. A lot of people usually have a closet, or sometimes you have a whole room full of all the bunch of chametz. What? In that room, you don't do b'dika. What are you checking b'dika? It's all chametz. But it's only that room. It's full of chametz. What? You don't need to do b'dika. What do you want to say?
אמרת שלא מוכרים.
Okay, I didn't say שלא מוכרים. Did I say for you not to sell?
אמרת שהמנהג שלכם.
אמרתי שמנהג שלנו לא מוכרים, זהו.
אבל אפשר.
אני לא אמרתי שלא נבחר, אמרתי לך שאסור לך למכור? תעשה מה שבא לך, מה שהרב שלך אומר לך. אנחנו בוכרים, תראה, אתה יודע כמה בוכרים מוכרים עכשיו? יש בלגן גדול. אני רב על זה, בטח שאני רב נגד זה. אני אדבר כל יום נגד זה. בטח שמוכרים, יש רבנים, מפרסמים, ברגיל. לא מוכרים, זהו. אני הייתי גם מוכר בהתחלה. אחר כך ביררתי מנהג שלנו, במנהג ותיק, לא היו מוכרים חמץ אף פעם.
מה עם בל תשחית?
מה? אמרתי לך, במצוות דאורייתא, כל דבר שקשור במצווה, ואיסור, אין מצווה של בל תשחית. כל דבר אמרתי לך, אפילו גאון מווילנה הסביר את זה, הוא נרדם על גאון מווילנה fell asleep on his stand for 10 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. He woke up, he had a cookie inside, he threw it out. Why? They asked him, hello, Rabbi, בל תשחית? ספק סכנה, אין בל תשחית. When there's סכנה. Over here, it's not even ספק, it's דאורייתא to תשבית, you have to be mevaer kol hametz. It's a mitzvah d'oraita. Every second you get a reward for every second. Just like you're sitting over here and you're learning for every millisecond you get a reward. So too, when you take that 10-15 pounds of macaroni you have in the house that you bought by mistake and you thought your kids are going to come, your grandchildren are going to come, and unfortunately it's left over, no problem. For every milli macaroni that you burn, you're going to get a reward for it. What's the question? You don't want the reward? Bring it to me. I'll burn it. Okay.
חמץ מוליך ללמוד קערה של כוסות לחם, חמץ, כשמגיע הזמן בירור חמץ, למחרת צורף את החמץ שבקערה. So we said, well, that's we're going to end up here tonight. B'ezrat Hashem, we have a custom, gentlemen, that we take a plate, we put over there salt, and that's where we collect all the 10 pieces of bread. And after that, we put it in a special bag, whatever it is. And tomorrow morning, when you said the bitul, and tomorrow morning when you burn, and then you said, what's his name? And then you did a second bitul, right? You burned all that chametz with that. But we said already, very important, you don't wrap it in foil. Many people make a mistake. No wrapping chametz in foil. Bounty paper. Okay. Look at that. We have a shur now.